Blue Caprice examines the mystery of the beltway snipers. NewTimes.com. Subscribe. Digital/home delivery. Log in. Register now. Help. Homepage. Today's paper. Video. Most popular. Edition. US/global. Search all NewTimes.com. Movies. World. US. NY/region. Business. Technology. Science. Health. Sports. Opinion. Arts. Style. Travel. Jobs. Real estate. Autos. Search movies or showtimes by zip code. More in movies in theaters. Coming soon. Critics' picks. On DVD. Tickets and showtimes. Trailers. Heartbeat. Movie review. A strange bond between killers. Blue Caprice examines the mystery of the beltway snipers. By Gabe Johnson. Movie review. Blue Caprice. The Times critic A.O. Scott reviews Blue Caprice. By A.O. Scott. Published, September 12, 2013. I've created a monster, John says to Lee, with a satisfied smile. John is proud of his protege, and proud of himself for being such an effective mentor. He is also speaking the literal truth. More about this movie. Blue Caprice overview. Tickets and showtimes. New York Times review. Cast, credits and awards. Readers' reviews. Enlarge this image. IFC Films. Blue Caprice. Isaiah Washington is the unhinged father figure in this film, opening on Friday. Enlarge this image. IFC Films. Isaiah Washington, left, and Taquan Richmond as the beltway snipers in Blue Caprice. He and his young friend, the main characters in Alexander Moore's Blue Caprice, are based on John A. Mahama and Lee Boyd Melville, who terrorized the greater Washington area in the fall of 2002 with a series of murderous sniper attacks. Under John's guidance, Lee, the lost and lonely teenager, has been transformed into a steady-handed deadite of a killer. Coming a year after September 11th, at a time of raw nerves and war fever, the beltway sniper shootings have since faded into the annals of American crime, one of those dreadful, senseless eruptions that periodically seize our attention and galvanize our fears. Mr. Morse, the New York-based French director of music videos making his feature debut, starts his film with a flurry of 911 calls and local news clips, reminding us of the fear and confusion that accompanied the rampage. But most of Blue Caprice takes place before the shootings, in Washington state, and its emphasis is on the bond that formed between the killers. There are usually two ways to tell a story like this: as an exercise in psychological explanation in the manner of innumerable serial killer-themed movies and television shows, or as a study of the limits of interpretation. Gus Van Sant's Elephant, suggested by the Columbine school shootings, is perhaps the most accomplished example of the anti-interpretive approach, steadily refusing to guide the viewer toward the consolation of meaning. Blue Caprice, named for the car John and Lee modified into a stealth assault vehicle, follows the middle path. Mr. Morse films the main characters with detachment, allowing their inner lives to remain enigmatic. But in observing them, often following behind, the camera aimed at the backs of their heads, he allowed some inklings of motive to appear. Lee Taquan Richmond first sees John Isaiah Washington on the Caribbean island Antigua, where the older man frolics on the beach with his 3 young children. Lee, whose mother has recently left to work in the United States, sees John as an ideal parent, loving, playful, attentive. It turns out, we hear only part of the story, through Lee's ears, that John has kidnapped the children after a custody dispute with his former wife. That is the first sign that this charismatic charmer is not quite what he seems. Mr. Washington, with the leonine poise that made him an early Grey's Anatomy heartthrob, allows the sinister side of the character to seep in slowly. You feel a hint of implied violence behind the smile, and in the measured, careful speech. And you start to hear the rage and paranoia that simmer behind the calm demeanor. Lee follows John to Tacoma, Wash, where they end up at the home of an army buddy of John's, Tim Blade Nelson, whose wife Joey Lauren Adams has mixed feelings about the house guests. John refers to Lee as his son, teaches him to drive and to shoot, and demands proofs of filial love in the form of acts of violence. His kindness is punctuated by strange and cruel disciplinary action, as when he leaves Lee tied to a tree on a rainy night, trusting that the boy will